Coming into our first week for this month, we are going to bring in this case, the right hip up to the edge of the wall and swing the legs up, coming into legs up the wall. So there is an option here if you want to place a couple of blankets or a bolster underneath your hips. That is an option. You could also turn it into a more restorative pose and wrap a strap around the ankles and then place a sandbag on the tops of the feet. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring my arms out because we're going to peak this month at upward facing dog. So we're just going to start to consider that into our warm up and start to open up the chest very gently here. And this is, if you want to include pranayama, a very good place to include pranayama. And just becoming aware of the breath and focusing on how your body feels today. We're going to bend the knees down and roll to the side. Now I am going to use props as we come into reclined bound angle here. And remember, on a block, you have a few different choices. So I have mine on the higher side angle, and then we're going to bring the heels and the pelvis close together. Now, you could stay in this position, again, cactusing the arms here to open up that chest, pulling the shoulder blades down and under. Now, depending on how quickly your inner thighs or your adductors of your hips warm up, you could flip that block down and intensify the stretch a little bit more. We're just going to leave it as it is for now, but that is an option. We're going to bring the knees together and get our props out of the way. We're going to come into a seated forward fold. So you can use a blanket. I am rolling the mat under a little bit here just to make sure I can keep length in my spine, because the backs of your legs, if they are tight and they're pulling, sometimes that causes us to round, and we don't want to do that. We want to keep the back nice and straight and the spine nice and aligned. So you can kind of play with the angle here. You could turn this into a wide leg forward fold if you chose. And we're going to bring the feet a little closer together here, pull the toes up so we're engaging the shin muscles, right, that tibialis anterior, because we want to open up the back of the leg. So we're going to engage the front. So we're engaging the adductors a little bit of the hips here. If you have them closer together, an option for a strap around the bottom of the feet, just so you keep nice flat back here. So we're bending at the hip, keeping those shoulders plugged in too. You don't want the shoulders to just be popping out of the joint. So we're engaging those rotator cuff muscles. Then we're going to straighten our mat out, and we're going to come into Sukhasana next and start to warm up the neck here. So we're going to use a block today, or I am going to use a block. And cross the legs. Remember, bring nice length to the spine as always. Really rolling the shoulders down and back, engaging those rhomboids right in between the shoulder blades. We're going to be pressing the shoulder blades down towards the hips and laterally flexing the neck to one side, consciously keeping those shoulder blades down as we rotate here. Really working with the breath, breathing into anywhere that feels tight for you. And we're going to laterally rotate to the other side. And then we're going to add the rotation. And remember, we're stretching the front, the back, the sides. Just bringing some nice blood flow and awareness to the body. And as you bring your head back into extension a little bit, you can pull the base of your tongue up towards the roof of your mouth, and that will intensify that stretch a little bit. Roll the shoulders down and back. We're going to bring the arms out in lateral rotation here, really engaging those rhomboids, really trying to open that chest a little bit. We're going to raise the arms and we're going to twist, hooking the hand on the knee, really pressing those shoulder blades down. Keep those scapulas anchored down. And we're opening up this back shoulder. And repeat on the other side. Hook the knee, so we're grounding down through that knee that our hand is hooked on here. And that's helping us to create length in the neck. So it's all connected. We're grounded down through the knees, which is pulling on the shoulder, which is affecting the neck. And we're back to center here. We're going to take our block out. And we're going to come into tabletop. So we're going to stack knees and hips, wrists, elbow, and shoulder. We're just going to start to rock back and forth. So we're just waking up the hands here, waking up the palms a little bit. Make some little circles if that feels good to you today. Just sort of waking up the forearms. We're going to come into cat-cow here. Really start to warm up the spine, working with the breath, creating nice movement and flow through the spine.